up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's have a chitty chat. We have got to talk about OceanGate and all the things that have been coming out and have been plastered on the news and on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because when I tell you I went down a rabbit hole this morning, all the way till this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Like, I was calling my friends about it. We were talking about it, but I saw a TikTok this morning, like around 7 a.m. And after that, the rest was history. I started watching TikToks after TikToks, and then I started reading articles. I read at least 4 or 5 articles about this whole entire situation, as well as I saw several news clips, and my mind was just like, what is going on? I had to, because I needed to know why. I needed to know why. So I'm going to read this article by The Independent. It updated 12 minutes ago, and right now the time is 11:21 p.m. So let's get into this first. You guys, so the title states, no sign of missing Titanic tourist submarine as rescuers confirm only 40 hours of oxygen left. It goes on to say a massive search and rescue operation is still underway to find the Titanic tourist submersible, which has been missing for nearly 3 days in the Atlantic Ocean with 5 people aboard. CEO and founder of OceanGate Expeditions, Stockton Rush, British billionaire explorer Hamish Harding, renowned French diver Paul Henry, Nagrated? Ooh, y'all. My bad if I butcher the names. Pakistani businessman Shahzad Dawood, his 19-year-old son, Suleiman Dawood, are on the OceanGate Expedition submersible Titan. It says the watercraft was submerged on June the 18th, Sunday morning, with its support vessel, the Canadian research vessel Polar Princess. About an hour and 45 minutes later, the Titan lost contact with the Polar Princess, authorities say. The Titan is equipped with 4-day emergency oxygen supply. On Monday, June 19th afternoon, Rear Admiral John Magruder, my bad, y'all, of the U.S. Coast Guard told reporters that there was to believe that there was between 70 to 96 hours left at this point of oxygen. OceanGate offers 8-day missions to see the Titanic debris at a cost of $250,000 per person. It is said it is exploring and mobilizing all options to bring the crew back safely. The U.S. Coast Guard and the Canadian Coast Guard are involved in the rescue. So you guys just heard the article that I just read. It is on the Independent website, but I will definitely put the link in the description box below so you can read it for yourself. I just wanted everybody that came across this video to understand what I'm going to start ranting about. That is why I created the chitty chat, because I need to rant. We need to have a chat. We need to have dialogue, and it's going to be all over the place. So just buckle up, buttercup. I started rabbit holing once I saw the first TikTok because I needed clarity and understanding as to why anybody would spend $250 million to go into that's on the screen. Like, someone posted a picture, a literal picture of what it looks like, the way that they are sitting in there, and it gave me anxiety. It gave me anxiety when I saw the CEO on the CBS clip that everyone's been circulating around, of him and the interviewer sitting in that thing. And I'm not even someone that's claustrophobic. I am not someone that's claustrophobic, but that right there stressed me out. And then that man was gleefully showing that, like, yeah, it's controlled by this PlayStation controller. Y'all, the Titan is controlled by a PlayStation controller, an off-brand PlayStation controller. So you mean to tell me these people spent $250 million to go in a literal tube that sinks like that to their deaths, pretty much? And it's controlled by a buy an off-brand PlayStation controller. Someone found it online and said the PlayStation controller is or the game controller is only $29.99. So if I would be generous, the thing costs $31 based off of tax. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like I am like this is wild. And I was like I started googling because I wanted to understand how far deep or how far below the surface is the Titanic. The Titanic is literally 12,500 feet, and in meters I think that is 3,800 meters below the surface, and that is the abyss zone, meaning people are not supposed to go down there. Heck, even submarines can't go that far before they have issues and things begin to get crushed and break apart. Like, because I like that first video this morning about what's going on. TikTok has been showing me all these people who have either piloted submersibles or have been on submarines, explaining how the literal pressure of certain depths will cause your lungs not to be able to inflate. So you would literally suffocate or your rib cage would collapse. And I'm trying to understand why, again, did we spend $250 million to go down here to look at the Titanic when there are several different museums around the world about this? Or especially in America. Like, why? Why? Like it blows my mind. And I guess it's because I went through a Blue Planet phase when I was growing up, where I was actively just so interested in learning about the ocean, and that was one of my favorite animal documentary series. And all I can hear in my head is that British man explaining how the literal depths of the ocean, that's one of the reasons why we don't know what's truly out there about the ocean, because we can't go down there that far because of the depths of the ocean. That is why we only have, and you know how big the ocean is. That's why we only have not 5% out of the 95% of the ocean. We only know about 5% of the ocean. And I'm just so perplexed because I remember watching the behind the scenes on Blue Planet when they showed the submersibles, the HOV. HOV stands for human operated vehicle. There's 3 different types of submersibles that are used in like excavation and exploration of the ocean, which is an HOV, which is a human operated vehicle, an ROV, which is a remotely operated vehicle, meaning that they drop it in the water. It has robotic arms, and they use that in order to do their search to go farther than the HOV. And then there is an AUV, which is autonomous underwater vehicle, which goes farther than the ROV. But that one doesn't have arms. It's just used to take pictures. So it's like, why? Why would y'all go that? To go to the Titanic, you would need an ROV, a remotely powered, like a remotely operated vehicle, not a human, not like you, because we are not supposed to go that far. I legit looked up how far down the Titanic was, and it's in the abyss zone. There are several different zones. So you have the sunlight zone, which is where most of us, like us, swim and like we would be okay. Then the twilight zone is where sperm whales, like the huge whales that eat the giant squid, can survive. Then there is the midnight zone, which is even too low for a sperm whale. Then the abyss zone is where the wreckage of the Titanic is. And then after the Titanic is the trenches. Don't nobody want to go to the trenches. Don't nobody want to go to the abyss or the midnight zone or the twilight zone. Keep me in the sunlight. Like I don't get it. I don't understand. And this is why people be saying certain people shouldn't have that much money, because why? And then you think about it, it's like they already knew what they were getting themselves into because they had to sign a waiver. And I saw an interview with a guy who did the Titanic expedition beforehand, and he talked about how like every page talks about all the different ways that you could die. every page. So it's like they knew what they were getting into, but it's still like, wow. And like I think I mentioned, but if I didn't, there's a picture now circulating of how those people are like sitting in the submarine, the submersible. I mean, and you can't even call it a submersible. All you can call it is a tube, because everybody has been coming out saying how that's not even a regulated submersible. Like it would not. They were. Everyone has been saying it would not pass like the different checkpoints for it, and I'm just like, why would you do this? Why would you spend that much money to go down there just to look at a destroyed ship? I don't understand people. I don't understand people. I still can't believe they went. Like the moment I would have saw that man pull out that PlayStation controller, I would have been like, it's a no for me. I'd have grabbed my stuff and walked away. Because what? Why? And then I just saw a TikTok about how the CEO allegedly was getting sued by this couple who was trying to go on the expedition, but he canceled on them. And I'm like, this is a blessing in disguise for them, because they could have been trapped down there. And the crazy thing is like there's three scenarios that everyone is talking about of how this situation is going to end. The first one is these people are already gone, that when they submerged the Titan, that maybe they hit something. And I don't think people understand that there are literal mountains in the ocean. Literal like like think of the Grand Canyon, or like the Grand Canyon, or Mount Fiji, or any, like think of any mountainous thing, and the chasms and things like that. That is in the literal ocean. And there's some people were speculating that maybe they hit something and it ripped the thing in half and the people are already gone. But if they were already being submerged to those types of depths, then their bodies are gone, because there's carnivorous animals that live down there and they probably took them out already. Then the second one is that they are actually at the Titanic actively suffocating because they are trapped down there. And unfortunately, there's no vehicle that we have to go down there. No one has ever created a vehicle to rescue people at those types of depths, because no one goes down there. Like the actual Titanic in 1985, the pictures that we see, or the person that like discovered it, his team, they used an ROV. So they were smart enough not to go down there. They had the wherewithal not to go down there. And then so it's like no one can save them. And then the last one is, which people are hoping for, is that they hit the emergency button and the tube is actively like bobbing on top of the water. But like what was stated in the article, they only got 40 hours of oxygen left. 40 hours of oxygen left. And even if they find the submersible on top of the water, it's bolted shut from the outside. So they can't even open it. And even if they were to open it, they would have to take time opening it because of the pressure that has built up inside it. Because if they open it too fast, that could also hurt the people, or worse, kill them as well. So it's like there's no positive outcome to this. Like none. None. And it's just like, it's so mind boggling why they did this. You like, why you have too much money to be putting yourself at risk like that. And the only people I truly feel bad for are like their families, because it's like this has to be like such a daunting and scary and nauseating like feeling, to know that the whole world is watching as they desperately look for your loved one, knowing for a fact no matter how the outcome goes, it won't be positive in no shape or form. Because even if they're still trapped in there and they find them and they do survive, there's probably going to be like medically something wrong with them from all the pressure and everything going on. So my goodness. I just don't get why they would do this. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got. That's all I got. But remember to be bravely authentic. Hop down in them comments below. Share, like, give me your thoughts. Share your thoughts. Um, and if you like what you heard, subscribe. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.